Alright friends, welcome back to another Thrift With Me video. It's been a while since I've done one of these because I actually have not been thrifting, and so I decided to stop by Goodwill today and just take a look and see what I could find. So I am doing a voiceover because Goodwill has the music blasting, and so I didn't want to have to worry about any type of copyright or anything, so I decided to do a voiceover. So you can see I'm just looking at the hard goods, looking at the shelves, seeing if I can find anything interesting. Now, usually at this particular Goodwill, I have better luck with clothing than I do with hard goods, but every now and again I will find something interesting. And surprisingly, this was a really slow day. There wasn't a whole lot of people in the store, so that was nice too. Now, when I saw this Clairsonic, I actually got really excited because I am a skincare junkie and I used to own a Clairsonic before they went out of business. So I actually debated about whether or not I wanted to pick that up, but then I knew I could not buy replacement heads for it, so I decided to leave it. Now, I've been looking at bird feeders because my mom recently started getting into bird watching in her backyard, and she has a couple of bird feeders. So that's why that caught my eye. And I remember those paperweights. I think they were popular in the 90s. Now, this Goodwill usually has a lot of Christmas stuff out all year round. So usually on this end, they have ornaments, sometimes they have decor or anything random that may be holiday related. And this aisle that we're looking at now, that is usually the Christmas aisle. And surprisingly, I don't mind the Christmas stuff being out year round because there have been times when I've found some really cute things. But now that we're kind of getting closer to holiday season, this aisle will probably double in size because they'll have both sides, shelves on both sides filled with holiday stuff. Now, this bowl or dish was really interesting, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't look it up. And these little boxes were actually quite funny. There was nothing in them, they were just gift wrapped little boxes. So you can see how much Christmas stuff they have. It's a lot. So I really love looking at the vases or vases because I usually find some interesting pieces here too. I thought that was cute. It's some kind of a little ladybug thing. And then I thought this teacup was adorable. I drink tea every morning. I don't drink coffee. Now sometimes I will find dried flowers here or fake flowers in this section, and I like to look through them because I use them sometimes for craft projects or decor, and my mom really likes to use them to decorate as well, so I always look and see what they have. Now these things, I don't know what they were, some type of a plaster thing. It looked like it could have been something from one of the hotels. So now we're back on another end cap, And I always look at these baggies because I have found some really amazing things in these plastic bags. Now, I don't really sell cups and mugs anymore, but I do like to look. When I first started reselling, I used to sell a lot of cups and mugs. But I have since moved on to something a little bit easier to deal with, and that is jewelry. So you can see this Goodwill has a lot of glassware, and sometimes I do see these little souvenir shot glasses, like this one from Amsterdam. But sometimes I see the ones from Vegas here, and I like to pick those up because I have friends who collect them. So whenever I see like a Vegas shot glass, I have a friend that I send them to because he likes them. And if I can get one for $1, why not? Now, I really loved these glasses. I think they are vintage, and the fact that the whole set of 4 was there was pretty impressive. I really liked that other glass as well. I love vintage glass. If I had the space, I would definitely be a collector. Yes, and these were absolutely beautiful as well. I love the color. Now, I couldn't figure out what this was, and then I realized it was some type of a container for like a edible arrangement, I think, something like that. I thought it was really cute, but it looked like it was missing a top, but then I realized it didn't come with a top. Now, I have seen people find Stanley cups in this section of Goodwill. I've never found one. I have found some of the Starbucks tumblers in this section, but I've never found a Stanley cup. And a lot of the stuff at this Goodwill really is hit or miss. It really depends on what day you go, how frequently they're putting out new merchandise, and how crowded the store is. But that's one of the things I enjoy about doing this, is just taking my time and walking through the aisles and not feeling rushed and not feeling like I have to, fight with the crowd. This really is an enjoyable afternoon for me. Oh, now this is where things get really fun. Look at this mannequin head. Now, I actually was considering picking this up because I've been looking for one for a while, because I wanted a mannequin head to display my jewelry on. But this one looked really weird, and you can see the face is the makeup is kind of weird, and the hair is kind of weird. But then I saw another one over there, and then I got distracted by this jewelry stand display. Now, I am a jewelry reseller, so whenever I see these jewelry displays at Goodwill, as long as they're in good condition, I pick them up. And this one is Stella and Dot, so I didn't want to not grab that one. You can see they had some other little stands here. These ones I didn't like as much. And then here's that other mannequin head. Now, like I said, if the hair wasn't messed up, I probably would have grabbed her. So this section is the party supply section, the arts and crafts section, and the office supply section. And so I really enjoy coming in this section too, because I am a stationery notebook planner girl. And so I always look in this section to see if I find anything planner related that I could use, because I have found Franklin Covey planners, I have found Filofax planners, I have found like the refills, the planner inserts and stuff like that, so I always check. And this looks like a Franklin Covey classic size storage binder, so that's where you put your planner pages, like kind of to, I guess, to archive them so you don't have to throw them away. I didn't have any need for that, so I left it. But you can see they have a ton of stuff at this Goodwill. Now the other thing I like about this section too is sometimes they have home goods, I guess. Well, I guess not home goods, but you know, like home improvement stuff. And so sometimes you'll find household supplies and household things in this section too. Like I have found those command hooks here, and you can see they've got a ton of hangers. Seems like they always have hangers when I'm not looking for them. So now we're in the electronics section, and they usually have way more lamps than they did this day. But I always like to peruse the electronics because you never know. I have found cameras, camera lenses, calculators, all kinds of stuff that I have sold in the past. I don't really sell those things now because I'm not interested in selling those things, but if I found something spectacular, of course I would pick it up. Now this giant remote was really funny. I think that was popular in the 90s. So you can see there wasn't a whole lot going on in the electronics section today, but I'm glad I looked. So now we're in the books, CDs, media section, and I really love audiobooks and audio programs. So I always look for like books on CD and stuff like that. Now when I used to work in sales, I remember we used to listen to this kind of stuff all the time, and we would listen to these sales trainings and stuff like that. So I wanted to look at that because I know some of those things actually resell for pretty good money. But again, I love books on CD, so I always check to see if there's anything I may be interested in or anything I may want to pick up. There wasn't too much here today, but there was a few things, but not really anything that caught my eye. But this Goodwill has a really nice organized media section, and I like that. And of course, we made our way to the jewelry counter. Now, just like with everything else at Goodwill, this is really hit or miss. I don't typically source the bulk of my resale inventory from Goodwill jewelry counters, but I have found a few amazing pieces that I have resold for pretty good money. So I always take the time to look. And those earrings caught my eye, those gold flowery earrings. So the lady came by and she asked if I'd like to see them, and I said, of course. Now, when I looked at them closely, they're not vintage, but they're made to look vintage. And I think gray tag was half off that day, so I did buy those. And I'm not seeing anything too exciting as it relates to the necklaces here. But, like I said, I always look. Well, that's going to be it for this thrift with me. I hope you guys enjoyed spending this time looking through the Goodwill shelves. Let me know what you think, and if you'd like me to do another one.